So in this quick session, we want to go over some important features that go into SEO service. Okay, and the way we're going to do it is actually use a case study, a real case study of what has been done for Mosquito Shield, which is a national franchise with multiple locations, 17 locations that got specific pay-per-result local SEO service, and we're going to go over the features and the different services that were provided for each location to optimize their keywords, and we're going to also look at the results. SEO, search engine optimization, is the process of making a site relevant to search queries by Google. If somebody's looking for tick spraying and they're searching in Buffalo, then you want a page that is very relevant for that query to come up, and that Google will say, yeah, that page from that website is extremely relevant. So the first process is phrases are grouped according to uniqueness. Each unique phrase have dedicated pages. So let's say you have a website and you have 10 different services, or 3 categories, and each category has 3 services. Then you want each of the different services to have their unique page. And when I'm saying unique page, I mean an actual unique link. So instead of having like one page or 3 category pages and each page having all the services, or one page including 10 services, you'll actually have a dedicated link for each one of the services. So for example, in this slide, we see tick spraying in Buffalo would be moshield.com/tick spraying Buffalo. And mosquito spraying Buffalo would be moshield.com/mosquito spraying Buffalo. Instead of having, for example, moshield.com moshield.com spraying and having both tick spray and mosquito spray on that page. That will make it less relevant for Google. You need to make it extremely unique for Google so Google will say, okay, yeah, that's very relevant for the keyword phrase. So first off, go into the website and actually restructure the links, and that's part of the service. Second is what we call a lot of work on the on-page meta tags and content. Okay, so first off, tag rules. Target phrases must be in meta titles, H1 and H3, mix, and body copy. So if we're talking, for example, we're saying tick spraying Buffalo. Okay, tick spraying Buffalo is a specific phrase we want to rank for. And in that unique page of tick spray Buffalo, we want to include the term tick spray Buffalo in the meta tags, meta title. That's the title we see on the top of a page where we browse, in headers, in titles, big titles on the page, and in the body copy. Okay, and in the body copy, we want to have at least 700 to 1200 words with about 1 to 3% density of that term. So let's say, for example, out of 1,000 words, okay, 3% will be 30, right? 30 times. We'll need to repeat the term tick spray Buffalo. Okay, and obviously this needs to be written in a way that seems very intuitive and very human and not computery language, which they excel in. URL structure, keyword phrase must be in URL, exactly like we said. And if you look at this image below, you will see everything that I'm saying in actual code. Okay, so meta name description. Okay, that's a description of the page. So if somebody finds this page, this is a description of what they see in the Google results. Okay, and you have tick spraying Buffalo, right? That's the link of the website, and you have the location, you have the type of tag property. This is an article. You have content, the title of the page. So in the top browser title, you see tick spraying Buffalo mosquito shield. Okay, and everything that I just mentioned here goes in to what we call meta tags, which is in the code of the page that Google can find. And obviously, we need to install Google Analytics that we can track and make sure everything goes according to the optimization plan. So that's on-page meta tag and content structuring and writing and revisioning. Then we have images. Images or media in general, but let's take this example of images. Images need to have alt tag on at least one image with keyword phrase. So for example, you have on the page, we said we have uh, tick spraying buffalo. So tick spraying buffalo, you have an image of a tick spraying buffalo, and you have an image of a tick, and you have on the image alt code, which is basically text attached to the image that Google uses to find the image, and the text on the image will say tick spraying buffalo. Okay, so that's very important. Also in the meta tags, again in the code, this repeats itself. Another thing is social shares. So if the business has some social shares, whether it's a few YouTube videos, whether it's a Facebook post, whether it's a few tweets, and if not, GB can help them get those different. They can help them open a Twitter page, they can help them do some posts on Facebook and get a few likes and get a few retweets and embed those social posts on the website and also link back from those posts to specific pages of the website. And again, everything is very page and keyword specific. So fourth being social shares. Internal link silo. Internal link silo is basically each site we optimize must have an internal link and should be part of a link silo. Internal links meaning pages inside the website linking to other pages inside the website, not from the outside coming in, but inside. Let's look at a few examples. So how works page to link to product info page on the website. The product info page to link to about us page on the website. The about us page to link to the customer testimonial page, and so on and so forth. So you probably read a few going online, you read many articles, went to many websites. In the website you see, as you're reading, like a term that is linked to another page as part of the article. This is what we're talking about here. And all that goes into a link silo, which is basically an indexing of all those links and how they correlate and how they link to each other. Okay? Not to distinguish from sitemap, which we're going to review in a second, it's not the same thing. Okay? This is the direction. A link silo is the linking between the pages on the website. Google Maps. Gain access or create Google Maps and Google Plus page. So if the business doesn't have a Google Maps or Google Plus page, they will create one for the business and verify it. Needs to be exact match data. NAP. NAP is name, address, and phone number. Okay, need to be exactly the same on Google Maps and on the website. Contact, because having all your information accurate across the web gives you a perfect single, which tells Google the information about your website is correct and you get higher ranking. Contact landing page for single location, multiple locations. So if you have, let's say, 4 locations for that business, you'll have different pages with different contacts for each of the locations related to different Google Map listings. Okay? And obviously search for duplicate listings and delete duplicate listings if found. Citations is the same process basically, but instead of just focusing on Google Maps, citations may come from many different websites, which we all know. For example, a citation may come from yp.com, a citation may come from Yelp.com, a citation may come from a dedicated website, depending if, for example, if it's a doctor, it could be ZocDoc. If it's a car dealership, it could be car.com. If it's a restaurant, it could be restaurant.com. Citations come from different websites that are basically authority websites and directory websites in the specific niche the customer is in. Okay, so they need to make sure the NAP, the name, address, and phone number across all these websites is exactly the same and the same as it appears on the website itself. If the business is not listed, they would list the business in different categories, in different directories. By month 3, the business will be listed in at least 15 main directories. which is very important for the business, all having exact NAP information and all linking to each other, no linking to the website. So citations is 7. Sitemap. Sitemap is basically a listing of all the links on the website. So let's say, for example, your website now has, instead of 10 pages, let's say GB came and dissected the website and created a unique link for each one of the services, and you now have 20 pages on the website. Each website has a unique URL. All these URLs are listed together in what we call a sitemap, and the Google bot and Google when the Google bot crawls the website, they have a very easy job of knowing what keywords and what name relates to each page using the sitemap. That's an additional way of helping Google identify what type of query would correlate with what type of page. Okay. Google URL Submit, Google Search Console, and Google Fetch Bot are basically a few things that allow us to track, optimize, and know if Google is actually fetching the links and reading the information on our website the way we want it to. That's the Google Search Console, and the Google Fetch Bot is understanding how Google is crawling our website and do they read the website the way we want the website to be read. That basically tools are free tools that GB will install on the website and will tell us what's going on and how to optimize the website. Now, and in addition to everything that we just mentioned, which basically goes on an ongoing basis, you can have a few things that accelerate ranking pretty fast, which is different things that you can do with content on the website. For example, with images. With images, we said, you see this image, so we said alt tag, right? Alt tag is basically the information about the business, about the image that Google can read. But in addition to it, they will take the image, okay, to make it unique. They will download it from the website, add a black border to it, add text to it that is relevant to the image and relevant to the page the image is on. So for example, tick spray buffalo, right? And we'll put the image, they will not host the image on the hosting of the website, they will host the image on imager.com, and the image will be retrieved to the website from Imager and will quote unquote link from Imager to the website, adding additional bank link value, and tag the images with an appropriate description, including partial keyword match. That really helps. In addition, we have schema. Schema data is a new way, in addition to meta tagging, of tagging different sections on the website to tell Google what those sections are. So for example, if it's a menu, you can now tell Google, this is a menu. You have a specific tag that tells Google this is a menu. If this is an article, and you can have specific tags, schema tags that tell Google this section of the website is an article. This name, like John Doe, is the writer. There is a meta tag that says writer. Okay? These reviews are first party reviews on that specific article. Okay? So that is very in-depth tagging of intent-based for each section of the website. Okay, this is today very important because searches are more and more done by voice. Voice searches are becoming more and more sophisticated. Okay, they may include a search, for example, mosquito spraying in Buffalo, open today, with promotion, and local, just as an example. Could be as in-depth as that. With a restaurant, I can give you a more simple example. For example, it could be Italian restaurant, open Fridays, 3 stars and up, has a vegetarian menu, has panini. So Google needs to understand what panini is go to something that is tagged as a menu on the website, search for panini, right? Find it or not find it, and come back with a result. That requires very high in-depth indexing, and we get that with schema indexing. We have code bloat. Code bloat makes everything harder to read on the website and makes everything slower to read on the website. So what GB does from time to time, it's not with all websites, only websites that need it and only websites that we can actually control the code, is taking on-site styling code. Styling code is, for example, code that says this font needs to be size 16, red color, and Rubik family, with a rounded border of 5 pixels black and a background color of red. So you can write all this text inside the website, or you can write it in an outsourced file that is called a CSS file and just link to it. So instead of 2,400 lines, like in this example of code, you can have 2 lines of code saying, hey, fetch all this information from this link. And that makes the site much faster to load and much better and much easier for a Google engine to read. Google does need to understand what these 2,400 lines are, right? Doesn't mix Google up. So that's something that we help with. And obviously, backlinks. I guess many of you heard about this term backlinks, which is essentially links across the web that are relevant to the website, have high authority ranking by Google, meaning Google thinks these are good websites, and they rank back to the website we're trying to rank. And again, that's work that GB does for the website owner. So all this goes into SEO optimization. Okay, there is more work. Just as an additional bonus, these are the actual results that GB got for Mosquito Shield within 3 months. Okay, total keyword phrases 185, over 17 locations, 92% of them they got ranked on page 1. Right? So East Central New Jersey, they got 10 out of 10 keywords. Northwest Metro, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10. As we said, 92%. That's amazing. 3 months, 185 phrases that were not on the first page now are on the first page. Thanks for all that immense work. And imagine how much work is it? It's a lot of manual work, as you can see. Almost nothing is automated. So all that goes into helping our clients get to page 1 very fast and stay there.